The World Surf League Championship Tour brings together the brightest and most explosive surfing stars. Over 11 events and a grueling 8-month season, careers can take off.
Molly Picklum, your champion.
Or crumble.
Another gnarly one.
Wow, that's a missed opportunity.
Legends are made
Coming out.
and fade away.
The veteran gets absolutely mowed down.
Many champions will be crowned, but only one man and one woman can claim the ultimate prize at the end of the season, the world title. This is stop number 3, the MEO Rip Curl Pro Portugal.
Oh my.
Dude, that was nuts.
The 2023 Championship Tour kicked off at the Bonsai Pipeline on the North Shore of Oahu.
And it's all over. Jack Robinson is your champion of the Billabong Pro Pipeline.
Come here for so long, maybe 15 years, and no words for this. It's just respect.
Let's hear it for Jack.
The Billabong Pipe Pro hosted the women's tour for just the 3rd time in history.
Puts herself in a great position. She comes flying out.
I see people getting very comfortable in the lineup and feeling like this is a place for them.
Local hero and 5-time world champion Carissa Moore would not be denied.
After losing the title last year, Carissa Moore's back to #1 in the world.
To win this event is up there with a world title for me. It's really special.
Carissa Moore, #1 in the world.
The championship tour moved a mile up the road for stop number 2, the Hurley Pro Sunset Beach.
Good morning from Sunset Beach. The hype machine is on and it's Mother Nature.
The WSL's reigning world champion, Felipe Toledo, showed power and dominance as he moved through the draw.
Toledo taking out his first CT win here on the North Shore of Oahu.
Special time to have my family here. You know, I do this for them. All the hard work, 10 years on tour, it goes through my veins right now. It's just amazing.
On the women's side, the young upstarts shined throughout the contest. Australian Molly Picklum is just 20 years old and entering her 2nd year on the championship tour.
She looks like she's in the mix. She looks confident.
She is out for blood.
She matched the power of the wave to come out on top.
Molly Picklum winning her first CT event at Sunset Beach.
It is just a jersey color, but I'm stoked to be on the top because it's honestly where I want to be. It's where I believe I can be, and hopefully I'm wearing it all this year.
Yes, Paul.
Thank you.
Now, heading into stop 3 in Peniche, Portugal, Picklum and Moore are tied in the race for the world title.
I think she's going to be a major threat. She's going to be sharing the yellow jersey.
That's right. Molly Picklum sharing it with a 5-time world champ named Carissa Moore.
Molly Picklum, she had a very strong start to her season. I think she'll be a threat all year. So every year on tour, the women's level keeps progressing and evolving and getting harder and harder. And so there really are no easy heats anymore.
Jack Robinson leads the men's field with a slight edge over Toledo.
Every event, you start again, you start fresh, so you just feel all the emotions, feel the nerves, everything. As long as the jersey fits well, it's all good.
Welcome to the 2023 MEO Rip Curl Pro Portugal at Super Tubos.
Super Tubos, one of the best waves in Europe, will host the world's best as they compete for the World Championship. Meanwhile, surfers at the bottom of the rankings are fighting for their careers.
This is where we start to see that mid-season cut come into play.
A lot of pressure here. The drama gets built here at Peniche.
After 2 more events, the tour will cut 8 women and 14 men from the competitive field, forcing them to re-qualify for next year's tour. And for 2024 Olympic Games hopefuls, a high ranking at season's end is critical. Stephanie Gilmore made history last season.
Stephanie Gilmore, she holds the record to herself, officially an 8-time world champion.
But she's off to a slow start in 2023, sitting outside the cut line in 11th place.
I got a quarterfinal here in Hawaii, so that's already better than what I had last year. Put that in my pocket and head on to Portugal and see if I can just do a little bit better there.
After 30 years competing at the highest level, Kelly Slater is the biggest name in professional surfing.
Kelly Slater has just won his 8th Billabong Pro Pipeline.
But the 51-year-old has struggled with injuries and consistency in recent years. His Olympic dreams and competitive future are on the line coming into Portugal.
My goal, if I have one thing left I want to do, is to try to make the Olympics and try to win a medal. And it's almost a dream come true at this point in my career if that could happen.
Coming up, competition kicks off.
Here we go, Callum Robson.
And Super Tubos offers perfect conditions. Welcome back to the MEO Rip Curl Pro Portugal. Stop number 3 on the WSL Championship Tour. 11-time world champion Kelly Slater is fighting to cement his legacy as the greatest of all time. After disappointing results at the first 2 stops on the 2023 tour, he enters the Portugal event in 13th place on the rankings. As the opening round kicks off in Peniche, Slater faces difficult conditions and tenacious competitors.
Slater off the bottom, clears that first section, comes around here, nice carve. One more time in the lip and gets the finish.
A little too selective for Slater in this heat.
And unable. Kelly Slater, we'll see him in the elimination round.
With the loss, Kelly faces elimination and a last place finish in the next round.
Kelly Slater in second place in this, all about avoiding thirds.
Beautiful snap, drifting over the top.
Kelly Slater would be stoked to have avoided an elimination.
Slater survives elimination and will face world number 3, João Chianca, in the round of 32. As the elimination round continues, Australian Callum Robson faces 3-time world champion Gabriel Medina and wildcard Maxime Housineau.
Callum Robson, with priority, needs an 8.34 if he wants to get out of this elimination round.
Looks like he's going on a bomb.
Here we go, Callum Robson digs into this one, drops in, drains through this section, spit and the exit for Callum Robson.
Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, that has to be something around the 10-point ride. It has to be.
Oh, the judges didn't take too long. They know what they're seeing. The Red Bull competitors area, they love it. A perfect 10 for Callum Robson. Callum Robson moving on into the round of 32.
He was underneath it. That's exactly what you need to be, especially with the shorter boards. So perfectly positioned. Got himself up underneath, and once he was there, he just got to enjoy the ride. Undeniable, perfect 10 across the board.
That was so sick.
My hands were so soft. I'm like this.
You would have had 20 points if you made the left.
I know, I was so rattled.
Yeah.
Super Tubos is the most high-performance beach break on tour. But even for the world's best surfers, finding a solid score and avoiding injury aren't easy.
Weightless on the takeoff, an absolute camera comes out behind the spin.
Any type of wave that barrels, usually there's consequences that follow with it. It breaks boards, it eats them up, spits them out. It's shallow, it's hard, it breaks hard, it can break body. You know, you get stuffed into the sand.
Guaranteed he connected with the bottom there.
It changes day to day from high tides, low tide, big waves, small waves, barrels, mushy. It's going to change every heat. It's going to change every day.
Just go for the big, really horrible ones, because if you do a big turn, the judges will give you the reward.
You don't really think too much here. You just got to kind of find the waves because it's so shifty. I think that you just got to be super aware at a wave like this.
22-year-old Brazilian João Chianca is having a breakthrough moment. After falling off tour in 2022, he re-qualified and enters the MEO Rip Curl Pro, ranked number 3 in the world. Chianca will take on Kelly Slater in the round of 32.
Joao, Kelly, you know, there's a 29-year difference between these two servers, certainly from different generations. Is this a changing of the guard? Maybe. Kelly Slater on the backhand, snaps off the top. The goat looking smooth here, floats through that section. Finish a little late and has to eject the board.
Oh, Joao on a big one.
Finds a little tube. Looking for more and gets it. Nice finish for Joao Chianca. And Slater slapping the water. He got to see that.
Slater, more than anyone, knows how crucial that wave was. Such an important wave. He knows there's a big score coming.
So Chianca now applying even more pressure. Slater now needing an 8.74 if he wants to get it done with one wave. Here goes Slater. Finds the barrel, comes through that. No problem. I don't know if that's going to be the 8.74, but that's going to get him in the game. Chianca answering back. Double arm drag. Way deep in the barrel, and Joao comes out.
Wow.
He's on to the round of 16. Kelly Slater eliminated in a very entertaining matchup.
Slater takes another throwaway result. With only 2 events left before the mid-season cut, Slater faces an uphill battle to stay on the 2023 Championship Tour.
It's going to be tough for him to make that cut. I really don't know where he goes from here.
You gotta have goals and desires and stuff, and I'm struggling with that a little bit.
Good job, y'all.
I don't know. I'm trying to keep the fire alive a little bit, to be honest with you.
2022 world champion Felipe Toledo enters the Portugal event ranked 2nd in the world. He took the win at the previous event in Hawaii, the Hurley Pro Sunset Beach. He'll face French wildcard Joan Duru as the round of 32 continues.
Toledo, smooth off the top. One more time and cannot time the finish on the paddle here. And that's Joan Duru. This is a 6.17. You can just almost feel the air getting let out of Felipe Toledo right now. And he's going to take this one and take this loss. He will now prepare for stop number 4. The Rip Curl Pro Bells.
One of the best heats of the round of 32 brought veteran Kanoa Igarashi against Brazilian Samuel Pupo.
Meanwhile, in the tube, absolutely flying and coming out. And he
sick.
Absolutely loves this Kanoa Igarashi.
2 pretty darn good numbers for Kanoa right here, and still plenty of time to add.
Samuel Pupo streaking off the bottom, just jams one, and then a big float hit from him, and he's fired up. Samuel Pupo turns it on his head. Kanoa Igarashi, another upset here. He'll bow out of competition.
World #1 Jack Robinson looked to defend the yellow jersey against wildcard Thiago Carrique.
This is Jack Robinson coming out there, just emerging and still plugging down the line. And he'll tag it on the end as well to get the finish done. It's tricky to hit that on the end.
His work's done for the day. Thumbs up for Jack Robinson, and he's moving on into the round of 16.
Coming up next, the world's best female surfers inspire the next generation. And the women's MEO Rip Curl Pro kicks off.
Good looking wave, sets up, Molly drags it and gets into the barrel, comes out nice and clean. Just relentless from Molly.
Slashing off the top, hangs on for the finish.
Welcome back to Peniche for the MEO Rip Curl Pro Portugal. The Portuguese celebrate a rich ocean culture that goes back centuries, and surfing is one of their favorite pastimes. The WSL's Rising Tides initiative aims to inspire the next generation of female surfers, and it's arrived in Peniche for the very first time.
This is the 3rd edition of Rising Tides for this 2023 CT season. Today, we have 20 up-and-coming young local Portuguese surfers who are getting a chance to paddle out with some of their heroes, including Teresa Abraços, who is one of the pioneers of women's surfing here in Portugal.
I started 40 years ago in a very conservative country, and we were only 3 in the whole country. One of the things I wanted was to attract more girls into the sport. When I was younger and I was watching the surfing, the competition, Teresa Brassos was definitely like a main spotlight. She definitely inspired me to become who I am nowadays. Just completely shredding the lineup out here. It is so fun to watch.
All the girls kind of just, I don't know, took over the lineup, which was really cool to see.
You know, the Rising Tides, I actually was one of them in Australia when they had their first one at the Gold Coast. And for me to be doing that and surfing with like all the pros as well, and then now I'm one of them.
It really inspired, I think, all of us to get to the highest level in surfing. This is very special for all of us.
Rising Tides!
20-year-old Australian Molly Picklum is the standout of the Women's Championship Tour.
Steep drop. She pulls in a shallow section there.
It's her second season on the scene, and she's already won a CT event.
And it is official. Molly Picklum is your Hurley Pro Sunset Beach champion, and she's feeling it right now.
She enters the Portugal contest wearing yellow, tied for #1 in the world. As the women's round of 16 hits the water, Picklum faces off with Isabella Nichols in difficult conditions.
Uh-oh. Hold on, hold on. Oh my gosh.
Swing from Bella Nichols.
Broken board there. The power is still alive and well.
Meanwhile, outside, live action, Molly Picklum.
Molly Picklum with some momentum. Yellow leader jersey on her back, coming off of a win at Sunset, coming here to Portugal, looking like she's not letting any of the pressure affect her whatsoever.
Good looking wave sets up. Picklum hits it really hard. Goes vertical on the backhand. Putting on a bit of a clinic here this morning.
Molly Picklum, great strategy in challenging conditions. She takes the win. She's on to the quarterfinals.
The momentum, I feel that it's turning and I'm getting psyched now. And yeah, I just really want to make finals again.
In the biggest matchup of the round, 8-time world champion Stephanie Gilmore takes on veteran Sally Fitzgibbons. Both are sitting outside the mid-season cut line and fighting for their places on tour.
This is a very important heat for both of these surfers to get into the quarterfinals. And if you want to make the cut, quarters is where you need to be.
Sally Fitzgibbons, nice combo of turns to kick off that heat.
Gilmore also going left.
And she's gonna get probably the best score of the heat.
Fitzgibbons.
A 4-point ride. Wow. So Sally Fitzgibbons, with the clock ticking down, with the lead and priority, she is not going to allow Steph Gilmore to catch a wave right now. She's going to get a spot in the quarterfinals.
Stephanie Gilmore, our defending world champion. No results out of Hawaii. Another loss here in Peniche. Looking tough to make that cut. Sitting at 11th, now dropping to 14th. A lot of work to do going into Australia.
Yeah. Brutal.
5-time world champion Carissa Moore is tied with Molly Picklum in the race for the 2023 world title. She'll need to keep pace with the Australian to stay in yellow. Moore faces Portuguese wildcard Yolanda Hopkins to secure a spot in the quarterfinals.
Check this out. Deep bottom turn, as critical as you can get.
Yolanda opened up with an advantage of 5.67 against Carissa Moore. She held that lead throughout the entire heat. Yolanda Hopkins yo-yo goes up, goes down, and sticks around for a 6.1. Yolanda Hopkins now. Talk about pressure on the world champ. This is it. Carissa Moore needs a 7.17. Hacks a big layback. One turn, however.
The section just didn't deliver as much as she was probably hoping for.
And it looks like the Portuguese wild card is going to take down Carissa Moore in the round of 16 and earn a spot in the quarterfinals.
You know, I've been waiting to get in this contest for years and years, and I knew if I came here and they gave me the opportunity, I wasn't going to disappoint.
With the loss, Carissa will now forfeit the yellow jersey to Molly Picklum.
This was a stinging loss for Carissa Moore in Portugal.
At just 17 years old, rookie Caitlin Simmers is one of the youngest to qualify for the championship tour.
Caitlin Simmers has just shown us flashes of brilliance already in her rookie season this year.
Surfing well beyond her years, she posts the highest scores of the round and advances to the quarterfinals.
Caitlin, wow! Caitlin Simmers has been asked a question. She has answered it emphatically. You're looking at the future of women's surfing right here.
During the MEO Rip Curl Pro Portugal event, the WSL engaged the world's best surfers to celebrate International Women's Day.
The jerseys for this event are looking a little bit different, and that's because March is International Women's Month, and we started the window on March 8th, which is International Women's Day. So all of the surfers got a chance to pick a female athlete who inspires them, who blazed the trail for them, and that's who they're paddling out for. That's the jersey name that's going to be on their back for the entire competition.
I selected Amanda Nunes,
Nora Vasconcelos,
Tatiana Weston Webb.
I chose my mom. She has been a huge inspiration for my brothers and I, and she's an amazing surfer and still goes out and surfs pipe now. There's a lot of sessions when I wouldn't have gone out there if she hadn't paddled out first.
I have selected Susie O'Neill.
Be cool to have BC on my back, so let's go, they know.
Yeah, Haddad Maya.
Carissa Moore on my back.
Megan Abubo. She took the time for me when I was young and gave me a lot of inspiration.
We have so many trailblazers to thank for what they did, and to honor them here in Peniche is really special.
Coming up next, action at the MEO Rip Curl Pro Portugal continues.
Blasted out by a massive spin.
The waves and the crowd come to life. Welcome back to Peniche, Portugal for stop number 3 on the WSL Championship Tour, the MEO Rip Curl Pro.
Today is going to be our biggest, best day of the entire waiting period.
Some really powerful lumps of ocean just unloading out there.
The men's round of 16 will decide who advances to the quarterfinals.
Lots of action, powerful swell out there. Barrel Festival. Can't wait.
Wow. Heat number 4 of the round pits Hawaiian rookie Ian Gentile against second-year Brazilian Samuel Pupo.
Ian Gentile in command right now. Well, it looks like it is going to be the end of the road for Sammy. One more chance, throws the air, and needs to stick it, does it? Wow. Yes. And the judges taking multiple looks at it.
And the last of Black White, Samuel Pupo, was a 5-by-3 situation change with that last score. So that's official first place for Samuel Pupo.
World title frontrunner Jack Robinson found his flow with Super Tubos once again.
Going left this time, gets under the lip, traveling and comes out. Jack Robinson does it again.
You're in like serious rhythm in the water this morning.
Yeah, just trying to just go with the rips in the ocean. Super stoked.
Brazilians Italo Ferreira and Iago Dora are two of the most explosive surfers on tour. As the waves continue to fire, they'll battle for a spot in the quarterfinals.
Dora, massive smash on the backhand with so much aggression.
This is a comeback wave for Iago Dora.
Gore drops for Iago. He goes to first. Italo is now in second priority with Italo 4 on the clock. That driving through a massive barrel. Italo Ferreira, a throaty one. Oh, he looked like he had that done, Pete. That is heartbreak for Italo. And it's Iago Dora in the ascendancy through to the quarterfinals.
Oh man, look at these waves. With this lower tide, it is just going to be sucking the sand off the bottom.
Californian Griffin Colapinto scored a 10-point ride on his way to winning the Portugal contest in 2022. But he'll face one of the toughest competitors in the draw, three-time world champion Gabriel Medina.
It's firing, huh?
Colapinto going miles through a tube and attacking into the lip. Colapinto.
Wow, he just got enveloped.
Paying the cost to be the boss there.
Oh, and of course, we're gonna go to the air now that the wind is blowing towards the lefts. Just rapid fire, doing everything in their arsenals.
Colapinto pulling in and meaty left, big section, he comes out. Colapinto answers back to Medina's aerial tactics.
Gabe just underneath it, just pumping through this one.
Gabriel Medina at the moment with the lead. Tell you what, it's tight. The 5.83 is the requirement for Griffin Colapinto.
When you think about title contenders, Griffin fits that mold. He's able to figure out how to win, and that's what world champions do.
Here's a great looking meaty right-hander and pulling in nice and deep. Absolutely blasted out by a massive spin. Griffin Colapinto.
Cannon.
Wow. Huh? Rhythm. Hey, get comfortable, dog.
Hey, just enjoy the moment, but you're out there really quickly.
I know, huh?
Yeah, they're already starting the courts.
All right, yeah.
The surf culture here in Portugal is so special.
Hi, guys. Thank you.
Crowds here in Peniche have been unreal. Over the weekend, tens of thousands of people packed onto this beach. They did not care what the tides were doing. They were willing to lose their shoes, their socks, get completely soaked. It's something really special, not just to watch, but to feel, because the energy goes from the beach into the ocean and into these surfers, and every single one of them has told me, I can feel it when I'm in the water.
Coming up next, the quarterfinals hit the water, and champions will be crowned in Portugal.
And then in the pocket jams, it uses the shoulders, opens up. Molly Picklum, meaty left, great hit from her.
Beautiful airdrop. This is just technique.
In the barrels, weaving Jack Robinson.
Welcome back to Peniche, Portugal for the MEO Rip Curl Pro. Stop number 3 on the WSL Championship Tour. It's a fresh day of competition at Super Tubos, and the women's quarterfinals hit the water. Last year's Portugal champion, Tatiana Weston Webb, takes on world title frontrunner Molly Picklum.
Tatiana Weston Webb advancing to the semifinals.
Molly is one of the gnarliest adversaries out there, especially being part of the young generation.
Picklum will keep the yellow leader's jersey heading into the next leg of the tour in Australia.
Going home in the yellow jersey is everything, you know. Kind of feel pressureless and free to surf and rip.
Australian Sally Fitzgibbons took down 8-time world champion Stephanie Gilmore in the previous round. She'll battle veteran Courtney Conlog for a spot in the semifinals.
Courtney Conlog gets one over Sally Fitzgibbons.
I need this result. You know, it's been grindy, but I love the grind, so let's go.
Local Portuguese wildcard Yolanda Hopkins put an end to rankings leader Carissa Moore's run in the round of 16. She'll take on young Australian Macy Callahan in the quarters.
Macy Callahan is on to the semifinals. Quarterfinal number 4, Caitlin Simmers coming up against Sophie McCullough. Katie Simmers has actually been brilliant here at Super Tubos. Sophie's got to go. Caitlin gets it.
Wow,
here we go.
Are you kidding me?
Snaps
Oh
underneath the lip.
Situation changed with that last wave. Caitlin Simmers into the semis.
That was crazy. Somehow I got a little like rippy chip in and she didn't catch it and I just got it.
That's gotta feel good, huh?
It felt
Way to hang tight till the end.
yeah.
Sitting at number 3 in the world, João Chianca eliminated Kelly Slater earlier in the contest.
You gotta have goals and desires. I'm struggling with that a little bit. I'm trying to keep the fire alive a little bit, to be honest with you.
It's going to be tough for him to make that cut. I really don't know where he goes from here.
Good job, man. Thanks. Good job, man.
Hi, I'm João. I'm João Chianca, 22 years old, Rio de Janeiro, Saquarema, Brazil.
João qualified for the 2022 Championship Tour and struggled battling the world's best.
Another massive performance by João without a result.
João fell victim to the mid-season cut and was forced back to the Challenger Series to fight for a spot in 2023.
I had the highest moments, and for sure I hit my lowest I ever been. I think I just have to find myself, find hope in the hopeless, you know? Sorry, brother. For like a short period of time, I fought with myself if I would make it back.
Huge news for Brazilian surf fans. We can confirm after that last heat that João Chianca has requalified for the CT Tour.
Couple doubts comes into your mind, but I remain strong and like I'm proud of myself last year.
Chianca's run continues in the quarterfinals, backed by the fired-up Portuguese fans.
Check out João Chianca, elevated drop. Here's the speed. He's got so much energy and spark. Oh, just streaking through it. Chianca, he's through to semi-finals again, third time this season.
Australian Callum Robson earned the first perfect 10-point ride of the season in the elimination round.
Oh, that was so sick.
Robson went into the excellent range again in his win over Brazilian Samuel Pupo.
Numbers in for Callum Robson, 9.57.
Robson on to the semis.
I'm just having fun and just seem to be getting in the right spot.
In quarterfinal number 3, world title frontrunner Jack Robinson's rhythm with the ocean continued.
Jack's still just coming in with so much confidence. He's just on fire.
Wow! In the barrels, weaving Jack Robinson on a tear. We will see Jack Robinson in the semifinals.
Just trying to stay ready and yeah, super grateful, you know. Beautiful day, so hopefully we can finish with a bang.
Rounding out the quarterfinals, Iago Dora takes on last year's Portugal champion, Californian Griffin Colapinto.
Nice wave for Iago. Perfectly reading and a very nice wrap right there to finish it off, and great way to start a heat.
Here goes Dora, airdrops into it, pulls into the cavern, and comes out no problem. He is in the semifinals.
The MEO Rip Curl Pro semifinals are set. At 30 years old, American Courtney Conlogue has spent over 10 years competing at the highest level. She won the final event in 2022, the Women's Tahiti Pro at Tehupo.
Courtney Conlogue takes out the outer-known Tahiti Pro.
But Conlogue is now fighting for her spot on tour, tied for last place in the rankings heading into Portugal. She'll take on last year's champion, Brazilian Tatiana Weston Webb.
This is a good one from Courtney. She was smart to do that kind of half hack underneath the bowl section right there.
Here's Tachi, quick hit off the top, patient off the bottom. The 6-5 for the backhand attack, and it's good enough for the lead right now.
Courtney Conlogue on the backhand. Wow, that was a beautiful wave.
And she was feeling it. 6-1 drops in. Conlogue goes to the lead. Tatiana Weston Webb, 5.77 the requirement. Hard off the bottom, a hammer of a turn. A thumbs down from the panel. Courtney Conlogue, she's through to the final here in Portugal.
Just really happy to be in the final. I really need this result.
Give us a simple game plan for finals.
Just get her done.
In semifinal 2, rookie sensation Caitlin Simmers takes on Australian Macy Callahan.
Live action here, and a nice swoop from Simmers, and again, goes up so steep and vertical, takes on the section. Huge way to kick off your semi-final, 8-6-7.
That was a sick forehand gouge right there. Shinra sets the fins in on the turn. I like that.
big congratulations for Caitlin Simmers. She's through to the women's final. Well, she'll take on Courtney Conlog.
I know.
Coming up, the waves are firing.
Starts off with a 9-point ride.
And the MEO Rip Curl Pro crowns its champions.
He's just hunting for something.
This is the longest 20 seconds of his life, no doubt.
It's finals day at the MEO Rip Curl Pro Portugal, the third stop on the WSL Championship Tour. The waves are firing and only 4 competitors remain in the men's draw. In semifinal number 1, event standout Joao Chianca takes on Australian Callum Robson.
Here we go, Joao Chianca, Chumbinho. In and spit out. A 7.67 drops for Joao Chianca. So Chianca with an early advantage. Callum making that drop with cat-like reflexes, gets the board underneath him.
How incredible is his technique on those style of waves?
Here we go, Joao Chianca, foamy, barrel ride, makes it through there, Chumbinho.
Thank you, Super Tubos.
Joao Chianca navigated perfectly through that cavern. A 9.43 for Chumbinho. Callum Robson is done. He's comboed.
Chianca's rides earn him the highest scores of the event, and he'll advance to his first career final on the championship tour. In semifinal 2, world title frontrunner Jack Robinson will defend the yellow jersey against Brazilian Iago Dora.
If Jack is to make the final, he will guarantee that yellow leader's jersey on his back going into stop number 4. Jack Robinson drawing a line, pulling through this one. Robinson with the big spin on the way out.
Unbelievable. Somehow he just has a way of whispering waves like this.
Here we go. High on the wall. Comes in, comes out of the barrel. Likely not going to get that 9.77, but he's chipping away. Jack Robinson, big, grindy, left, open barrel. Exit for Robinson.
This is incredible.
And Jack Robinson will hold on to the yellow jersey all the way to stop number 4 at the Rip Curl Pro Bells Beach.
Caitlin Simmers represents the next generation of women's surfing. It's her first year competing at the highest level, and she's already beaten some of the biggest names in the sport.
It's going to be Caitlin Simmers moving on into the round of 16 upset for the 8-time world champ, Stephanie Gilmore.
My name is Caitlin Simmers, and I'm 17, and I'm from Oceanside, California. I usually go by Katie, but I really don't care. Probably my biggest life mentor would be my mom. My mom's a hero.
Katie won the 2021 U.S. Open of Surfing in Huntington Beach, qualifying for the 2022 Championship Tour.
Huge moment for 15-year-old phenom Caitlin Simmers.
But at 16 years old, she decided to pass on the opportunity. She qualified for a second time in 2022 and kicked off the 2023 season at Pipeline.
My goal is to probably just to make the cut, honestly, and try to enjoy it too. Maybe get barreled. That would be pretty sick.
Anything else you want the audience to know about you?
No.
To decide the MEO Rip Curl Pro champion, Simmers will take on one of her surfing idols, fellow Californian Courtney Conlog.
Women's final in the water at the MEO Rip Curl Pro Portugal. The Tour veteran versus the Tour rookie.
This is the first wave, and it looks like...
Starts off with a 9-point ride. Courtney, she's on her way to a nice backup. Courtney Conlog in a strong lead.
I think that Caitlin Simmers, but she needs to take some opportunities. She needs to just get in that rhythm and actually start this heat. Here we go.
Katie Simmers in the glare, little pit ride there. A 7.17. Caitlin Simmers breaks the combo in a way, and she just now needs a 5.67. Here she goes, looking for some open water. Throws a layback hack there on her way, looking for the finish, and gets the board under her feet for the finish. Coming back, Caitlin Simmers goes to the lead over Courtney Conlog.
3, 2, and 1.
17-year-old Katie Simmers wins the MEO Rip Curl Pro Portugal presented by Corona.
Yeah, girl. Somehow something up there sent me the wave, and then it just like started from there, and I just started feeling really good.
Come on again. What? Insane. Are you kidding?
Men's final, João Chianca in his first CT final here in Portugal. Jack Robinson. Can Robinson make it 5 CT wins?
Two of the best tube riders right now. Straight offshore, 6 foot. It is the best we've seen it the entire event. Matter of fact, some of the best I've ever seen.
João Chianca, a square cave at Super Tubos, out with the spit. Using priority, going right, traveling, one more section. João emerges, lip glide, and puts it down, looks back and says, take that, and the crowd loves it. João Chianca pulling in, pulling out, making it again.
Unbelievable.
And there you go, João Chianca, a little block there, parallels, and comes out again.
Oh, big C once again.
He's getting so close to his maiden championship tour victory.
Look at this outside.
A good one.
It's not
Robinson
over yet.
drops in, trainer in front of him, and he comes out. No problem, looking for a little bit more. Beautiful carb. Jack Robinson starting the comeback at the 5.5 minute mark, Jesse.
Oh, man.
Jack Robinson needs an 8.61.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's official. Chominho, João Chianca is the 2023 MEO Rip Curl Pro Portugal, presented by Corona, champion.
This is something else. This is what I've been dreaming for, like deep inside my heart, and pretty grateful for all of that.
Sitting at number 1 and 2 in the world, Robinson and Chianca have a runaway lead in the race for the 2023 world title. The road to the Rip Curl WSL finals continues on the next episode of WSL Presents.
Ethan Ewing too strong in quarterfinal number 1.
Follow the championship tour to stop number 4 in Australia, the legendary Rip Curl Pro Bells Beach.
Current world number 1 and now a champion at the Rip Curl Pro Bells Beach.